What is this? What is this? A change up? Class is in session when class is actually in session? We actually holding school during school hours? Yes, we are. Ooh, onions. Doing with a big three for Providence. Students of the game, 5 years of this. You say
Yeah,
5 years? It's been 5 years?
5 years, man. March 9th, 2017, bro. First time we did it without a teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Don't seem like it was that long ago.
Man. So much has transpired in 5 years. It's like, wow.
Man, dude.
Like the 5 years is just, just went back. Yeah, we here though. Dr. Joseph Gregory and my doctor attire. Dr. Chris Rouse. He should be a doctor today. Some news of the day in the NFL. How about the Washington Commanders? They released 2-3-time all pro safety or all Pro Bowl safety Landon Collins, formerly of the Giants. They signed him to that big contract for 6 years, $84 million, and things didn't pan out. It didn't go the way they wanted it to go, so they released him. Cardinals also releasing linebacker Jordan Hicks. And the career had 106 tackles last year. So that was an interesting move. And also see the Titans in a part ways with Roger Saffold.
Saffold, yeah, that's the big one. That's the big one to me, like, cause
Dallas Cowboys. Dallas.
Yeah, that's where you want them to go.
I mean, you're not saying you ain't gonna speak on release Cooper. You got to spend this money somewhere. You better spend it on the line of scrimmage.
I think Tennessee. That's interesting. That Tennessee is letting go offensive line help after Derrick Henry had an injury last year, and that almost threw a monkey wrench in their whole season.
Yeah, it happened. Definitely happened.
It does.
But yeah, man, we here though. Students of the game here on a special Thursday edition. Man, March Madness. It's going down. Oh yeah, some scores of the day. Also in the Big Ten tournament, a little bit closer to home. Indiana stormed back from a 17-point deficit in the last just under 11 minutes. Last 10:56 against Michigan, he erased a 60-43 deficit and wins 74-69. Trace Jackson and Davis. They
came back from 17. Damn.
24 points and 8 rebounds. I mean, I was watching the thing on the ticket, and then I look at the store. For the telecast, and they lost. It was terrible. Duke fought off Syracuse 88-79.
That literally just went final. Like that, I'm watching the highlights now, even though we was watching.
Gallant effort by Syracuse, played without the leading scorer Buddy Boeheim after he threw that punch last night to Matt Wilkes, Florida State, and he should have got suspended. I'm surprised when they stopped playing. They look at it when they first happened. Because I was watching the game when it happened. I was like, damn, just punched the man in the stomach.
Jimmy Boeheim had 28 points though, and then a double for Mark Williams of Duke. But it was Wendell Moore. He had 26 to lead Duke as they advanced in the ACC tournament.
And right now, up to the minute, almost a turnover, but they get out of it, and Providence is gonna beat Butler 65-61. They just got a garbage time dunk with like half a second left. They almost threw it away in the backcourt.
Also, upset alert in the Big Sky. The 8 seed Sacramento up 16-12 on the 1 seed Montana State in the quarterfinal.
16-12?
16-12 in the first half. 8 seed over the 1 right now. I know. Hey, there's something for the mid-major small school fans right there.
I like it. Hey, those be the ones that
yeah,
they
man,
just like
right.
they just like phony purses, man. They knockoffs. They knock you off in they knock you off in March Madness. They knock you off in the pools. They won't even know them. Whenever it's a state with a direction or a state that you ain't never heard or a tech that you ain't never heard, they can knock you off.
You talking about these
whenever you get
name state that ain't even state.
Right. Whenever you got like a South Dakota state that can get in there, you got to be careful. Or just a state that nobody really think of, Vermont, Maine, Idaho.
Hey, their team name is the Vandals, man. They here to vandalize your brackets, bro.
That's right. Got to be leery of that. But we are here, students of the game. And this show right here on this Thursday was actually inspired by the NFL. Yeah, it was. Because a lot of stuff happened this week. And now I have to get the reaction of the resident Bear fans and whoever's joining us in the chat. Nobody might not be joining us in the chat because they ain't never joined us at this time in the chat. Who was that one person?
We got one person. Thank you. Shout out to everybody joining us in the chat, or to you joining us in the chat right now. 1 o'clock start time. Not our usual stuff, but we change it up a little bit, change it up a wee bit.
But anyway, it changed up a wee bit. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, they kept asking where Aaron Rodgers is going to. He's like, I'm going to the bank. I'm going to the bank. That's where I'm going. The Packers reportedly offering he's going to sign a 4-year deal worth $200 million. So I guess he got everything he wanted as far as personnel-wise last year, and now he's getting everything he wants money-wise for the next 4 years. So the AR-12 going to have a record contract for the next 4 years. He's going to be trying to terrorize the Bears and the rest of the NFC and try to get more than that one ring, I guess, to separate him and his legacy. So,
man, forget you for this.
Before I talk about the trades, what was your reaction?
Forget you.
What's your reaction to this?
First off, forget you for this tagline. Bears understanding Green Bay.
I mean, he actually.
Hey, but no, honestly, you said you kind of broke this on Monday on Joe with Joe. You said that there was reports that Aaron Rodgers was going to get a new deal that would change the quarterback market, and yeah, you were totally right about that. I mean, he ended up becoming the highest paid player in the history of the league. So that's a good look for Green Bay to keep Aaron Rodgers. You get rid of the mystery for the next 4 years. You don't have to keep worrying about is he coming back or you don't have to keep worrying about is he coming back. What do we need to do? Get that man some weapons. But now it just make the Jordan Love pick. It just make it look a little weird considering they got Aaron Rodgers. But I guess maybe that was the goal, to put pressure on Rodgers to sign after a while.
I mean, there ain't even no pressure on him because Jordan Love really didn't play that well to put any pressure on anybody. And it's like, is it even a market for Jordan Love? Is anybody making calls about Jordan Love? Probably not. So the whole thing, I think the whole context of it is really, they keep talking about his best chance to get back to another ring and best path to the Super Bowl and everything. How much money is that going to take away from the other players that they need to sign? I mean, they got to sign Rasul Douglas back. They got to sign Campbell back on defense. Got to sign both of the Smiths, or at least one of them, I guess, Darius and Preston Smith. I guess it's going to be easy now to probably tag Devontae Adams, but how long is he going to be able to want to play under that tag?
Yeah.
We just watched Mike Williams get $60 million for 3 years. Surprised the hell out of me. I don't know how you felt about it, but I was like, damn, they giving Mike a dub. You can argue if he even a number one receiver on that team, and he getting $20 million. Devontae Adams probably looking like, look.
Devontae Adams wants to play with Aaron Rodgers. He wants to play with Aaron Rodgers, and who could blame him? I mean, look how good they look together, man.
I mean, no. So you see him taking that pay cut or something?
I can see that happening, but man, Green Bay. I think moving forward, Green Bay has to commit to putting weapons around Rodgers. Just giving him Devontae Adams and a running back, Aaron Jones. I mean, don't get me wrong; those other guys are good. Some of those other guys are quality, like Geronimo Allison used to go to Illinois. St. Brown, he's really good. Trust me, I know they beat my team two times a year. I know they're good.
Alan Lazard,
Lazard,
all that Scantling.
But Green Bay needs a true number 2 or tight end, like somebody else where Devontae Adams can get different. He'll see separate coverages where he can get man-to-man coverage where teams can't start doubling him and then focus on him, which is how a lot of those other guys eat. I think personally, if you ask me personally, I think those guys eat off the fact that Adams and Rodgers is such a great combo.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be going down. I guess going down in Wisconsin for the next 4 years. Man.
I like
50 million.
You know what? You don't think Green Bay can make one of those other guys a number 2? I think Lazard is pretty good, but I don't know. But like you think maybe he could be a number 2 receiver?
I mean, I guess they're the number 2s by default, right? I don't know if they have a standout number 2. They got Randall Cobb. I guess that's his other safety blanket. I guess when you say a number 2. Guess he wants them to make that commitment, I guess, either through free agency or like a first-round pick, or that talent that you can say they drafted him to be the number 2 receiver, or whatever, or the incumbent number 1 wherever Devontae Adams leaves. You can see that person in the building. I guess you don't really see that with the Packers. You see if Devontae Adams left, you'd be like, man, Alan Lazard gonna have it rough. All that Scanlon gonna have it rough. That's what you'll feel like, right?
Yeah.
So, don't get the Packers no weapons. I want Rodgers to feel like Melo after he re-signed with the Knicks.
That's from Richard T. Nelson in the chat. I mean, I feel you, man. I don't want to see the Packers play good either. But if I'm being an unbiased journalist, like I'm supposed to be doing right now, that I think they need to give him more weapons to commit to staying in Green Bay, because otherwise, it's like, why the hell did you even sign him just to keep not giving him anybody? Like, what's the point? Especially because that frozen tundra, that scary frozen tundra at Lambeau Field, which
you can't have scary frozen
from the NFC title.
You can't have a scary frozen tundra and get beat by a California team in the playoffs. That's an anomaly in itself, right?
California and Tampa Bay, frozen tundra. It don't mean a damn thing to me no more.
A team from Florida one year and a team from California this year. Might as well get a dome.
Go Bears, man. Go Bears.
Get a dome. Speaking of Bears, last year the Bears had a flirtation, it seemed like, with Russell Wilson over the offseason. Like they was going to do a lot of things with some draft picks, but it ended up really going nowhere. And Russell Wilson ended up not having his best season. He missed a lot of time with a finger injury. Seahawks didn't do much, but he did throw for 25 touchdowns, had 6 interceptions, and threw for over 3,000 yards. He threw for over 3,000 yards. The Bears quarterback sure has never thrown for over 3,000 yards. He had a bad year and he threw for over 3,000 yards.
He was hurt most of the year.
And now he's taking his talents to the Mile High City. Because Russell Wilson has been traded for everything.
Basically.
To Denver. For everything. I think Russell Wilson in the 4th round pick to Denver, and Seattle got back everything. They got a quarterback. They got a tight end. They got a defensive lineman. They got picks. They got picks for the first round picks for this year, second round picks for next year, third round picks for 24. I mean, they got damn near Herschel Walker trade.
And all they cost them was a 4th round pick and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, so I guess when you look at it, they always say, hey, when it's gonna be a blockbuster trade, the player that go to the team, it ain't gonna be what he think it's gonna be, because they're gonna have to give up so much to get him. So when Russell Wilson get to Denver now, it's gonna be like, damn, this is what I got. You better be good, because we know we're gonna be handicapped a little bit by the draft. And but money wise, they should be pretty good, because I believe he's under contract this year.
Yeah.
For the next 3 years, I believe.
I'm happy to see Russell Wilson go to Denver. I think it's a good look for him, man. And I mean, that's already a stacked division in terms of quarterbacks as it is, with Mahomes and Herbert. And even if Derek Carr did come back, I mean, if he doesn't come back or he did whatever situation with him, now he's a solid quarterback with the Raiders. Russell Wilson, hey, the person I was worried about the most when I heard Russell Wilson got traded was Tyler Lockett. I was thinking about Tyler Lockett because I'm like, man. Dude, because if I'm Denver, I do everything I can to get Tyler Lockett. Him and Russell Wilson, you talk about Rodgers and Adams. Wilson and Lockett near the goal line. Like, damn, dude. Like, they were amazing last season. That's why I thought early on Russell Wilson was an MVP candidate, man. So, hey, if you can find a way to get Tyler Lockett, and go get him, man.
So you really worried about Tyler Lockett, huh? You got to go get Tyler Lockett?
I just think he and Russell Wilson are a good team together. They work well together inside the goal line. Like, him and Tyler Lockett plays really well with Russell Wilson. They've been together for years. And honestly, I think he might be his favorite target. That's just off of watching them play together. Some like he can hit him with drags, he can hit him with slants, he hit him with the deep ball. That's why Russell Wilson still threw for 3,000 yards last year, even though he was hurt. Look at some of them first 4 weeks. A lot of them passes go to Tyler Lockett.
I think you think he can still develop that same type of chemistry with Cortland Suttons and Jerry Judy's and KJ Hamlin's really the wild card in this if he comes back. Wow.
No, I think that's a good pickup.
Return of the Russell Wilson was longer than the One Blood remix.
That song by Game. The One Blood remix.
He had everybody on there.
He had another song. He had another song called "Don't Shoot," and I swear he had like 20 features on that song. So this was like around the Michael Brown situation, actually. So
when he it
was topical, but yeah.
When he have a posse cut, he really have a posse cut.
Like it'd be everybody he knows.
Everybody, he putting everybody on that joint.
But Russell Wilson with Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, that's a great core receivers to have. I think that's quality. Honestly, I think the biggest loss for Denver in this trade was Noah Fant. Ideally, you would like to keep him with Russell Wilson because that's another. I mean, it's a tight end and it's another weapon, so you kind of lose a little bit of that. But with those receivers and Russell Wilson and how you can open the field up running as well with Russell Wilson, even though he's getting a little older, he still can move. I think that's a good look for Denver.
I guess they find him a tight end. You'll have to find you one. Somebody who want to go there for the low. I feel like
you
they
could
got
draft
a chance
one,
to.
right? You could draft one, free agent one, whatever.
Now for the Seattle aspect of it, because they went into the offseason as a team with Russell Wilson as their quarterback, and now you got Drew Lock. But you do got a lot of picks. I don't know if you feel comfortable enough with Drew Lock and Geno Smith. Drew Lock, Geno Smith. That's what you got.
Geno and Drew. Drew and Geno.
Yeah. Drew and Geno. So I don't know what you want to do with that. I mean, you still got a lot of draft picks. I don't know if you try to package them, try to trade for a Garoppolo, or package them and try to trade with a DeShaun Watson once you find out what's going on with this situation. I don't think it's going to be the last of the quarterback movement, with these trades here. And this was a trade that we knew Russell Wilson was unhappy, but we didn't really. I mean, you could kind of see that it might move a certain way, but we didn't. But Denver, I guess, because everybody was associating Aaron Rodgers with Denver because of all the Green Bay hires as Denver coaches and everything.
Yeah.
But now you got to look at.
I ain't gonna lie. I fell for that. I fell for the bait.
So now you're gonna have Russell Wilson with that Green Bay type of offense with those type of weapons. It'd be interesting to see how that all gels. Also, a top-notch running game with two great running backs with Williams and Gordon. So they both ran for 900 yards last year. That's something else back there. Yeah.
I like how good the division looks in terms of quarterbacks, man. This is a great look. That's a great look for that division, man. Pat Mahomes, Herbert, Wilson, and Derek Carr. That's a great look.
Yeah, you see how good it looks for other teams. Let's try to stop those teams. Or teams that how they feel about Denver, whatever. I guess they recharge the matchup now. Wilson against Herbert on Sunday Night Football. You're gonna be getting it. Mahomes and Wilson on Thursday night. Yeah. He'll get at least 2 division prime games. I will say that about them. He'll get at least 2 division prime games.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see Mahomes probably in both of them. Right, gonna put both of them on.
I think one of those will probably be one of those 325 joints that be late on a Sunday, but I think one of them gonna be at night. I know that I said that wasn't gonna be the last of the quarterback trades because you know what? 24 hours later, damn, there was another trade, and we didn't even see this one coming. Carson Wentz has went from an Eagle to a Colt to a Commander. Back to the NFC East. Colts, I don't want to say they're using him for a scapegoat. Now, he did have 27 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions, but he was the only person when you run back the low lights they were showing after he got traded. I was like, damn, he did throw a couple of them on like shovel passes and whatnot. You don't really see that. He only had 7, but the 7 look about as bad and putrid as they can look. And this is like, you like, damn, he had Frank Wright. He got the leading running back in the NFL. I mean, but those last,
the Jaguars. Look what the Jaguars did to the Colts, man. Look what they did.
They got them changed. They got them bringing in their 5th quarterback in the stable, so to speak. That's what Darius Leonard said. Damn, 5 quarterbacks in 5 years. This is a revolving
Week 7.
door, man.
Bro, that week 18, look what the Jaguars did to the Colts, man. Like, Eberflus coaching the Bears now. Wentz is gone, and I didn't see that.
Heads gonna roll. Hey,
man, dude.
Jaguars gonna roar and tech. Jaguars gonna roar. Colts heads gonna roll. That's what happened here. So, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
shocker to say the least.
So, like I was talking about when we first got to the offseason, right? The spots that was really open were New Pittsburgh was open because of Roethlisberger retirement, but that was a playoff team. New Tampa Bay was going to be open because Brady retired. That was a playoff team. So that was like the first couple of destinations that I was looking at, like boom. But now for Indianapolis, who was just on the cusp of the playoffs at 9-8, Now, what do? You got Sam Ellinger, you got James Morgan, never played a snap, never played in the NFL. Really, that's what you're going into the season with. When you got the number one rusher behind you with that offensive line, you know what they can do, people. You got
let me ask you this
Pippen.
though. Let me ask you this: how do you feel about Washington getting Carson Wentz? Since that's going to be in your division, you'll see them twice.
I mean, it's Carson Wentz.
All right.
I mean, I'm not too worried about Carson Wentz. Is it an upgrade from Taylor Heineke? Yes.
Yeah.
But is it something that makes you say, damn, wait. No, it ain't nothing that you lose any sleep over, though. I mean, we've already seen them. We've already played them. So,
all right, if him and Terry McLaurin go crazy this year, remember you said that.
I mean, yeah, you remember I said that. And, he is good enough to go crazy. He is good enough to go crazy. But he also good enough. Every time I think about this last season, I don't even think about the Jacksonville game. I don't think about the Raider game. You know what game I think about?
Which one?
I think about that damn Tennessee game. And it was at home, and the screen pass wasn't open. And he just throw it at the man's feet. And he tried to shake somebody, then change hands. Still ain't threw the ball at the man's feet. Then switch hands to his left hand while he getting body slammed. And just throw it in the end zone for a touchdown. Then throw just a terrible, terrible interception in overtime. You get the ball first. They got the ball first. And what did he do? Had Jonathan Taylor wide open for about 10, 15, maybe 20 yards over the middle. He tried to force the ball to the sideline. You should have seen Mo Alley Cox looking like he needed security. Mo Alley Cox looked like he wanted to get at his own quarterback. The tight end looked like, damn, like he was ready to get at this dude. So I think they keep talking about all this other stuff with him, talking about not being a good leader and don't like being hard coached. I mean, this was supposed to be the glory days. Frank Reich was going to fix him. This is when he had his MVP moments. This is supposed to be the glory days, just like Bruce Springsteen. But I guess it didn't turn out that well, and the Colts want to move on. But then the Washington, it's going to be an upgrade from Taylor Heineke. How much of an upgrade? Does it make him the second best quarterback in the division? Maybe. Is he better than Jalen Hurts? I mean, after you looked at last season, you might be like, yeah.
I'd take Wentz over Hurts right now. I'd take Wentz over Hurts right now because of the MVP season he had the 1 year. Jalen Hurts is still, but for right now, I would take Wentz over Hurts. The upside favors Hurts.
Yeah, exactly. For what I'm saying, I wouldn't be all right. I'll be all right with Hurts. It look like it's about the same. They both ended up being 9-8 last year. One team made the playoffs. The other team probably should have made the playoffs, but then that's when you say, damn, the last two games at home against the Raiders, and then on the road to the Jaguars. That's when people, the last impression. Now, what's the last thing that you did? That's the last moment. The last moment they got for the Cowboys is 14 seconds. The last thing they got for the Bengals is Aaron Donald. That's the last thing that you think about the Bengals is Aaron Donald. You don't even think about T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. You just think about Aaron Donald and that bad offensive line. That's the last thing you think about. What's the last thing you think about with the Colts? They need to win in Jacksonville to go to the playoffs. And damn.
They lost to the team that fired their coach who said everybody is like playing in Alabama every week.
Damn. That's all you can say about it is damn. I mean, it's just bad. So now
poor Jonathan Taylor. Poor Taylor.
I mean, so now you got all these quarterbacks, right? You got Marcus Mariota, I believe, is a free agent. You got Winston, that's probably a free agent coming off the ACL. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky, who's rumored to say the Giants might make a run at him. Wow, go from Daniel Jones to Mitch Trubisky. I mean they might. Jimmy Garoppolo is still expected to be traded. He's got the shoulder surgery that he's coming back off of, but he should be a very, hot option right now if he was Jimmy Garoppolo with all these playoff teams and friends playoff teams with no quarterback.
Wait a minute, before we go to Jimmy G, if you go from Daniel Jones to Mitch Trubisky, damn, dude. It's like, damn, dude.
What are you saying?
What happened in like 3 years? It happened in like 3 or 4 years, dude.
I mean, you saying if you get Mr. You saying if you're the GM and you say I'm getting Daniel Jones and I'm putting my chips also on Mr. Trubisky, it's almost like a Nick Foles, whatever the Bears had situation.
Yeah, that's like if the Bears got a redo, knowing what they knew now, and still pick DeShaun Watson. That's what that's like to me.
They're still not picking.
Like if that's like That's like if the Bears knew what they so if you the Giants, okay, you had Daniel Jones, it didn't work out. So you said, you know what, we're gonna go with the guy who got picked the year before that wasn't good and see if we can make him work. Why?
Because they saw him every day in Buffalo. Because he was around them every day in Buffalo. Everybody think they can fix the quarterback position, Chris. That's the whole thing about these coordinators. They feel like if you got the talent, if you can throw a 20-yard out, if you can throw a deep ball, you can run a little bit, I can fix him. I can fix him.
This.
That's what they always feel like.
What I'm getting at with Daniel Jones to Mitchell Trubisky, that's like switching hands. That's not a change.
But did you hear what I said?
That's not a change, dude.
Brian Dable saw Mitchell Trubisky for a whole year last year. That's the only connection that I could have with it. You want me to make a logic of it? You want me to make sense of it? That's all I have. He saw the guy every year last year. He's going over there. You know he got Daniel Jones. People like, damn, I did see Mitch last year. He do got some qualities that I probably feel like I can bring out if he had a chance. You know, he might, if I put him in my system, whatever, if he can run a little bit, you know, so he might think he can do something with it. That's the only thing I got for you on that.
That's cool, but I'm just saying I don't think that would make Giants. I don't think Giants fans would be too happy with that. I'm sure you will. I
mean,
Giants fans will be too happy.
It depends on how you perform, man. You know, it depends on how you perform.
And that's how I feel about the Russell Wilson trade as well. Like, is he too much? It's all about if they can win in the West, man. How they looking at AFC West and getting that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
You know who Russell Wilson is? You know who Russell Wilson is to me? He's Dan Marino if he would have won that Super Bowl, that first one. Mm-hmm. Remember when they played the Niners? That's who Russell Wilson is to me. Like, he got to that Super Bowl early, but he actually won it. So it's like he don't like Russell Wilson doesn't have to prove himself, but at the same time, it's like he kind of has to prove himself. Like, you know, like he's not I don't think anybody say he's the best now, but you know he's great. Is my point. Like Russell Wilson is if Dan Marino would have won, like he could have just coasted if he would have won that Super Bowl against the Niners.
Yeah, you basically can call Dan Marino like the Allen Iverson of quarterbacks, right?
Basically, yes.
Allen Iverson or barely Charles Barkley, like who was really great, got to the game, but never got back and but was really talented enough that you know was one of the best gunslingers that you ever saw was Dan Marino, right?
Yeah.
But now they say just one ring is not enough because everybody got one ring. Hell, what's the difference between Russell Wilson and Trent Dilfer? Hell, what's the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Brad Johnson? Hell, that's anybody can get one ring, but you got to get two rings at least, right?
Great defenses.
Now you need to get at least two to be in that club, right? You got to have at least two. Anybody can get one. A lot of people got one. You got to get two.
No, there's actually a difference there. The difference between Aaron Rodgers and Brad Johnson is great defense.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between Russell Wilson and Trent Dilfer, there is no difference. It's just Russell Wilson is actually really good. There ain't no difference when you talk about that. He's actually really good. Great defense to carry Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, but now it's all about jewelry. They don't even care how you get it or how you got it. They care about it a little bit with legacy. Hey, Trent Dilfer wasn't no world beater when he went to the Ravens. He ended up being in the right place at the right time. And at that time in his career, he was just smart enough to stay out the way. Let the defense do it. They did. He never did nothing special. You know,
smart enough to not throw a pick.
You know, throw the ball to Shannon Sharp, let it get deflected, and let him run 90 yards every week in the playoffs, and just let them do what they do.
And even if you can't move the ball, it's all right. Ray Lewis to get a sack, Ed Reed to get you a pick, or if not,
set you up field position.
If not, Jermaine Lewis will run it back for you. You all right? You all right, Trent? You all right, Trent?
Everybody get measured for that ring. Everybody get measured for it. Everybody go to the White House.
Hey, no disrespect, but that was pretty much a damn layup job. That was a layup job, dude. That was a layup, man. Come on, dude.
Hey, man, that's a lot of teams that messed up the layup job. You don't want to mess up the layup job.
But that was a bit of a layup, G. It's like, bro, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, two of the best defenders ever on one defense. And then you got Jermaine Lewis who run kicks back.
So who gonna be the next quarterback to get a layup job? I mean, will it be somebody that get traded to somebody want to show them picks to San Francisco for Garoppolo? I mean, now you got Seattle with Drew Lock. You don't think they're gonna stay there? You got the Colts with an opening. Still got Tampa Bay, who haven't done nothing with their situation yet. Still got Pittsburgh talking about they're gonna use Mason Rudolph if they expect us to believe this. DeShaun Watson and all
You don't
this.
think they will? You don't think so?
I don't think. I don't see it.
They did it before. I see it.
I see. Here's the thing about DeShaun Watson. This case, I believe, is still in front of the civil suits. They go to court, I believe, this Friday, whatever, tomorrow. What's gonna come of that, and how soon before the NFL comes down with a disciplinary action? Probably say, okay, now you missed the whole year, but they're gonna say six games, even if they find out he did something wrong. Or it might say he didn't do nothing wrong, give him 2 games just because of the league and the shield or whatever. So that's something. That's a big name talent if you get rid of if you man. That's to me, that's the person I think that would be most intrigued by. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, yeah, he's gonna be available. You know what he brings to the table. And I think it depends on what you already got. The Colts, Jimmy Garoppolo probably make the most sense to me because of the similarity probably with the running game to what he had in San Francisco. You got Jonathan Taylor, and you can just hand it up to him and play off of that. And the weapons in Indy, I mean, they all right. They could probably use an upgrade. They got Zach Pascal. I mean, T.Y. Hilton really couldn't stay healthy last year. Couldn't stay on the field. Pittman is probably their best, developed into their best target. I know they drafted Paris Campbell a couple years ago, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Jack Doyle just retired a couple of weeks ago. So that might be a decent job. And now it's like Seattle. You got DK Metcalf. You got Lockett. You got Swain.
DK Metcalf.
Probably got Chris Carson coming back to the running game this year. Really banged up last year. Rashad Penny, I believe, is a free agent. So what do you do with all these picks now? And this cap space, since you also let Bobby Wagner go. Let both of the cornerstones of your team go on the same day, and Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner. So we don't know if that's a retool or a rebuild going on in Seattle right now. So if that's a quarterback, if you want to go there, or you want to go to Tampa, where you already know the weapons kind of locked in already. They just franchise tag Godwin. You got Evans. Gronk don't come back. You do have Brake. You got Howard. You got Fournette. They did do a good job, decent job with the front line, offensive line since they got Brady. So defense was pretty solid. They had a lot of injuries that they could beat up a lot last year, particularly on the back end. So Tampa Bay to me, probably.
Of all the jobs that kind of interests me the most, Pittsburgh is the one that stands out to me the most because I really do think they are going to go with Mason Rudolph. But a part of me feels like they can't be serious, man. Like they got to go for more. They got to strive for more. Because I actually think they will do it like they did it a few years ago. But it's like at the same time, when you look at the rest of that division, it's like Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. You can make your jokes about Baker. But even still, you kind of want to be up to par. And Mason Rudolph is unproven. Like, he's proven he can play in the league. It's just, is he sustainable as a starter? That's the question. And that remains to be seen, man. And I don't know, man. So I think Pittsburgh is the most interesting, along with Tampa Bay, because I feel like Tampa Bay is not necessarily plug and play, man. You had Tom Brady, so that's a hard act to follow.
It's a very hard act to follow. The legend of Tom Brady. It's tough. It's a tough act to follow, like you said, man. Very tough following that legend. Man, the job might be the best. Or it might be the best thing to be, hopefully you be one of the teams that get traded to San Francisco. Keep hearing all this stuff about Kirk Cousins, and it might be moving on from Kirk Cousins. So see if anybody want to trade for him next. You know what I'm saying? You just never know which one of these quarterbacks is available. Unless you just got a whole bunch of money, or unless you're supposed to be the future of the franchise going forward, it feel like you're expendable. Unless you Mahomes, unless you Prescott, unless you're Allen, one of these quarterbacks that just got big money or just got traded for a Stafford or somebody, you probably expend it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That Miami ain't going nowhere. Burrow, he ain't going nowhere.
And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made a move. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made a move for Jimmy G right now because Trey Lance is right there waiting in the wings, man. But the Niners also went to the NFC title game, so it's a toss-up, man. Some of these teams that have quarterbacks in motion, I think some of them are toss-ups right now, man. Some of these guys that could get moved You never know, man. Like it really is gonna come down to pretty much can we get something that's of equal value right now? Somebody that can be a plug and play quarterback.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna go down, man. Only thing I can say about it's gonna go down. It's gonna be terrific.
Wouldn't be surprised to see teams stay away from DeShaun Watson also with them cases, man. Because
I mean, once you find out, I mean, you almost want to.
Yeah.
I think he's probably worth. I mean, of course, you're gonna have the backlash from the women. It's gonna be people out there protesting. You have a few picketers out there. You know, you're gonna have some backlash in that resort.
Even
But
without that, it's still a distraction. You don't want that distraction.
yeah, it's still a distraction.
Because you don't know like if he gonna get you don't know what how the legal issues are gonna play out. You don't know what's gonna end up being the final result.
That's what I was saying, but that's why I want to see what happens a little bit going forward with this case. But some of these teams, they might be feeling like, hey, the talent is worth the risk because it's the quarterback position. So there's a team out here that might feel like they did their homework on it, might have a legal team on it or whatever, did their homework on it. Like, man, he might have to deal with this for the first year of the contract, and it's worth it. We get him back this part of the year, next year, whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, we'll see how they do, man. Very talented dude. Talented dude. Speaking of talented dudes, DeMar DeRozan is a very talented dude. Plays with a few more talented dudes. Zach LaVine, Kola Vucevic, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu. There's a few more talented dudes he plays with. Those talented dudes have lost 5 in a row. They went into Motown last night facing some more talented dudes that have run 3 in a row themselves. You know, don't let the record fool you. And the Bulls almost let the record fool them. They went down by 7 points going into the fourth quarter before DeMar DeRozan scored 16 of his 36 points in the fourth quarter to bring the Bulls back. He had a big 17-2 run in the middle of that quarter. We just was going off. We just was, man, somebody turned on, left the stove on or something up in there.
Man, I was watching that game last night. He went crazy. He went crazy.
Bean with 25, Vucevic 21, and they fight off the Pistons 114-108.
Yeah, you see it says in pair of streaks. Detroit had a 3-game winning streak as well going in.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bulls decided they wanted to end that as well as end their own 5-game losing streak with the win last night up at the Little Caesars Pizza Arena in Detroit, Motown.
Yeah, so they had to do something, man, because this East is getting tight. I see you got it going, man. Fourth right now. It's getting a little tight here. You watch the teams play well in front of us. Watch the teams play well in back of us right now. I mean, you know, when you the one that's playing bad right now, looking up and looking down, it get a little tedious right now. Hopefully they're supposed to have some help coming back. Hopefully soon. But I don't know who's supposed to be coming back first between Caruso, Ball, or Williams.
Sound like it's gonna be Caruso. They said they got Caruso. They said they got yesterday during the game. Stacey King said they got Caruso got clear for practice, and then Patrick Williams got clear for like small contact. Lonzo right now is the furthest along. So just going off what they talked about on the broadcast last night, sounds like Caruso will be the first one back.
Well, they can use him because they need him. Because they got Cleveland next. You know, Darius Garland just went off the other night in Indiana, and 41-13 on them, and being the first Cavalier since LeBron James to do that, get 40 points and 10 assists in one game. Plus, they're playing well. Like I said, this is a big team. Shout out to Bickerstaff. He's using them well. Big 3 lineup, big 3 men, 3 big men. Like you ain't seen that in a long time, but they're very skilled in what they do with marketing and Mobley and Allen and how they can go inside and outside if they passing ability and marketing and Mobley being able to stretch the court, opening up for guys like Garland and Carousel is also jail with that team. So
a lot of trees.
The first of 2 games that the Bulls play with the Cavaliers over the next 10 days.
2. Yeah, they see them on the 12th, and then they see them on the 26th.
And I know
the key for me, man, they got to play in the paint. They played well in the paint last night, man. Vucevic was eating good in the first half, man. But the problem with the Bulls, man, here's something I got to get off my, like, you know what the problem with the Bulls, one of the lingering problems with them all season has been when the shots aren't falling, they look 10 times worse than they are as a team. Now, I know the Bulls don't have a lot of their guys. They don't have Williams. They don't have Caruso. They don't have Lonzo. They're still small. You got to fix that. You got to fix that come playoff time. Like Tristan Thompson, he looked good last night, but they were playing Detroit. When you see him against Giannis and Joel Embiid, it makes you think if he's the answer, the Bulls are going to have some problems in the playoffs, man, because Embiid was eating good. Giannis was eating good. Now, I know that's two bad examples because that's two mismatches for everybody, but that's who you're going to have to play. That's who you're going to have to face in the playoffs. Miami, they shoot the lights out. Miami can shoot the lights out. And if the Bulls are going to try to shoot with Miami, and if they shoot like they did last night, when they shot 3 of 15, 20%, like they went like 0 for 6 before they finally hit a 3. You play like that against Miami, you're going to end up getting blown out by 20 like you did last week. So for the Bulls, the fast breaking style is fun and all, but when the shots aren't falling, it's amazing how bad the Bulls defense looks. Just how bad they look transition and in the half court. They have to work on that. The defense and working the ball inside, that should be the key going into the playoffs.
Yeah, one thing you already knew about this defense, it was small, right? That's what we've been saying, pretty small. And particularly when Patrick Williams got hurt, really getting small. And Tristan Thompson, like we know he plays hard and he's hustled and he's offensive rebounding at a high rate. Tristan Thompson only about 6'8". 6'8". You might want to give him 6'9" if you want to, but Tristan Thompson only about 6'8", 6'9". So when he's trying to bang with Giannis at 6'11", Embiid, so Embiid put that shoulder to him and just go through him. I mean, man.
I stood next to Giannis, dog. I don't give a damn what they say. Giannis is 7 feet. Like, I saw Giannis at the Windy City. Giannis is 7 feet, dog. I don't give. They be listening to 6'11". Giannis might be 7'1" or 7'2", and I know that just off standing next to him. Like, just looking at him, I'm like, yeah, I like about 2 more feet.
Whatever he is, he much taller than Tristan Thompson when he's trying to go down there and battle with them trees. So, man, it's gonna be tough, man.
In the chat, Richard T. Nelson is saying, in this losing streak, that mid-range jumper from DeMar ain't been falling. They definitely got to get more consistent scoring from others. I disagree with that. I don't think DeMar's shot hasn't been falling. I think the problem is the Bulls are losing, and the issue with that is when the Bulls miss, they don't get back on defense. And so teams are taking advantage of those missed shots. Everybody's going to have a stretch where they miss a few shots. But I don't think DeRozan is having, like, atrocious shooting performances. He was just putting up records. He was just putting up records with his 35 and 50 and all of that. I think at this point, the issue is more so the rest of those guys. So if Kobe White is missing his shots and, all these other guys are missing wide open looks, of course DeRozan's misses are going to look bigger because it's like, damn, you don't have him to bail you out. And then on top of that, the other team is likely coming down shooting threes like Detroit did last night. Detroit almost won that game last night. Sadiq Bey was shooting threes. Hamidou Diallo was hooping, getting to the rim. Kelly Olynyk was giving Vooch buckets. Like, Detroit almost won last night.
They had 7 guys in double figures. 7 guys in double figures. After the Bulls played the Carousel on Saturday, they go on their little 3-game West road trip. They play the Kings, the Jazz, and the Suns. Then they got another road trip coming up later on toward the end of the month.
Don't get easy.
They play. And that road trip is it's one of those sleepy kind of road trips that you hope they don't just with Milwaukee, but then it's New Orleans, then it's Cleveland again, then it's New York, then it's Washington. So it's one of them trips that we better put the nail down because they got a hell of a homestand to start off March. With them Eastern, they play the Clippers to end this month at the crib. Then they got 3 in the East with Miami, Milwaukee, and Boston in a row coming to the UC. That's probably going to decide what the playoff position they're going to be. Go ahead.
I was about to say, and one of those 3 might be your first round opponent.
Your
first round opponent. Come on.
Because, man, this East is getting real. And it's going to get more real tonight, especially when Kyrie was cooking. He was cooking bugs the other night. I didn't even know Kyrie ate bugs. Did you know that? Kyrie, he said the earth is flat. You don't get vaccinated. And now he eat bugs. He was eating bugs last night. That was a bug kill. 15 to 19, 9 to 12 from 3. That's bug kill. Damn, Hornets.
50. He had 50 on the Hornets.
Swatting the Hornets. 15 out of 19. That was hot.
Hey, this is going to sound wild, but I actually wasn't that I actually wasn't that impressed by that game. I actually wasn't that impressed by that performance.
Yeah, because we know he can do it.
Yeah, only because he can do it. Right?
We know he can do it, but he was cooking.
Hey, but for Kyrie standards, it was kind of boring, man. He was just shooting. Usually Kyrie be crossing people up, like he was just kind of hitting spot up threes, though, like it was
Spot
nothing.
up threes, man. Walking into him.
He's walking into the joints.
Put on a display.
And not to say that it wasn't impressive. I'm just saying for his standards, wasn't the most impressive, wasn't the most entertaining Kyrie game, but it was still impressive.
And Andre Drummond had a double, like 20 and 14. And I gave him just put a little bit more buzz on this game, stopping that long. Like they've been losing forever. I don't know. They're like 17 of their last 20 before winning that game the other night against Charlotte. I mean, they've been losing to everybody. So now, the first one, they get to come on to Philadelphia so we can see what it's about. Now, we know James Harden been hooping. We know Joel Embiid been hooping all year. Philly gonna be out for a couple of days. You know, Brooklyn coming in here. You know, man. Ben Simmons coming in. And he gonna be dressed better than James Harden. I say that. I think he gonna be happy. He gonna get James Harden on the outfit.
I'm tripping off how Milwaukee went from like 7-2 in like a matter of a week.
Yeah, because that's how tight it is.
Everybody keep losing. Everybody keep losing, but them.
Everybody losing. Boston winning. I mean, Brooklyn just been losing. I mean, and so this is a big game tonight with them in Philadelphia, just because everybody want to see the trade and see the matchups. You know, we want to see how Tybalt start to match up with Durant. You know, we want to see who gonna try to guard do we guard Durant or do we guard Irving? How do they handle that? You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Maxey, how does he look against Kyrie Irving? Because he's been balling too. So I've been asking about Tobias Harris. It's a game when I get to see how he's gonna be trying to battle and get scrappy and knowing he's gonna have to dig in and play defense against Kevin Durant. Still at the same end, try to give Kevin Durant some buckets to support him Harden and Embiid. Doc Rivers, Steve Nash. Hopefully it'll be a close game where they gotta do some coaching. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be an interesting, festive atmosphere tonight in Philadelphia, man. So
watch for the shooters. Watch for the shooters on both of these teams too, man. Because that's what I'm watching for Philly the rest of the season, man. If that shooting gonna travel, if that shooting gonna travel, is it gonna travel? Can they take it with them everywhere they go? And then Brooklyn, I mean, I know they're dealing with injuries, but they got Steph Curry. I'm sure they would love to have him and Joe Harris together. But watch for the supporting cast, and also. This is a Brooklyn team that let go of Javon Carter as well, another perimeter defensive threat. Let's see if he might be missed going up against teams like Philly and Milwaukee, seeing like Harden and Drew Holiday down the stretch.
Okay. So yeah, man, definitely gonna be going down. But like you said, like I see on the screen, man, them fire emojis is for one Jason Tatum, man. Whenever you play for the Boston Celtics. And you done did something that ain't nobody else on the people that play for them did. You hot right now.
You special, dog. You special, bro.
135 points in 3 games. Think about getting buckets. Them buckets.
I give you one better. He's averaging 42 in his last 4. He's 33, 37, 44, 54. He's averaging 42 in the last 4 games.
That's hot. I give you 21 and a half. I give you 21 and a half, though. I'm giving you 21 and a half, dog. I'm giving you a good game for you. I'm giving you that and a half. That's what he's telling kids right now. I mean, they are like 15 and 2 over their last 17. They are hot, playing together. Smart is back. The glue, the front line, Horford and Williams with Tice. It look like they can be possibly big enough to battle some people in the East. Greg Williams playing well for them as their stretch 4. Shooting the ball well, very well. I think about like a 38% clip for them over this streak. And like you just said about Jason Tatum, and I ain't even bring up Jaylen Brown and the acquisition of Derek White. We're getting some more explosion to that backcourt. So yeah, man, they are balling.
Boston is Atlanta. Boston is Atlanta this year. That's the team you didn't see that might do it. Cleveland is in there too, but Boston is the team this year. they're Atlanta around this time. They're the team that's getting hot right before the playoffs. And I think Boston, when you look at the move they made, they added Derek White. That was a great pickup. Anybody that gets Derek White, you're getting a great player because he's the consummate teammate. He doesn't mind just being on the court, making the extra pass. He don't mind being a cutter. He don't mind being a scorer. And like seeing him on Boston, he really works as an extra passer on the floor for that team. Somebody doesn't necessarily have to be a ball handler, but he can make passes like a point guard just off being set. And then he's really good because you have to guard him. And you put him with guys like Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown and Robert Williams, not the biggest guy, but he played like one. Daniel Tice, not the biggest guy, but he played like one. Hey, Boston is getting their size pretty much how Miami got it in the bubble a few years ago. They just trying to outplay you, man. They trying to beat up on you. They physical. They not scared to get out there.
They're playing some D. Definitely playing some D.
Yeah, I like Boston, man. I like Boston, but hey, they right in the danger zone, man. You don't want to be in that 3-6 right now. You want to be in that 3-6 right now.
I think it's all about how it shake out. That's why I'm saying it's so close right now. And they one of the teams that's playing well and they moving up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you want to be one of those teams that's playing well going into the 3-6, or one of those teams that's playing kind of bad and like it was a 1 or whatever, and then had a bad couple of weeks, then going to the playoffs as a 3 or a 4, whatever. So we'll see how they go, man. Yeah, they're playing very well, man. Shout out to you, Doken. You're doing a very good job as a first-year coach.
Might be in consideration. Might be
definitely in the conversation. Definitely got to be in the conversation. They talk about coach of the year candidate.
I would go with Mighty Williams, but Ime Udoka should probably be in there, though. You should definitely give him a look.
Yeah, man. I ain't got no more NBA right now. I ain't right the Lakers into it.
I was wondering, man, we gonna talk Lakers? Yeah, man. 20. Hey, they lost in overtime last night, and what was actually a really good game, man. It was really good for Houston.
Yeah, I know. Shout out to Justin. I know Justin probably going crazy. I mean, Justin probably called off work.
Hey, LeBron was hooping. Hey, LeBron had a dunk in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, this dude still play like he 25, bro. He 37, still getting up there. You know, it's not as clean as it used to be, but man.
I know Richard T. Nelson probably still in the chat, so
yeah. Matter of fact, there you go.
So let's just get to it.
He said Udoka's a lucky man. Low-key wanted him to be Bulls coach so we can see Neil Long at home games. Yeah, I remember that. I remember people saying that.
It's a wonderful life. But look, check this out, man. We're just going to ask, man. Why he ain't shoot the damn ball when he was driving and it was 120 to 120?
Who, LeBron?
Why he didn't shoot the damn reverse? Why he didn't do it?
I don't know. I ain't LeBron. I ain't LeBron.
Like the real suspect, man.
Hey, man.
I don't know. Hey, I mean, this goes both ways. This goes both ways.
Westbrook. Hey, just don't be blaming Westbrook.
Best game he ever had. 30 points. 30 points.
LeBron played good too. I thought LeBron played okay. He just made one bad play. Like the Lakers are just poorly built, dude. This is a poorly built Laker team, man. It's like
very bad.
It's like the young guys they got are good. They're good shooters, but the older veterans they have don't fit the play style. It's a lot of ISO guys.
The older veterans are they got older veterans at athletic positions. That's positions that would say take some athleticism. Did you hear what Jalen Green said after the game last night?
What did he say?
Did you? He said after the game, he had no respect for his elders. That's what Jalen Green said after the game. He just said, we just talking to Carmelo Anthony. We're Melo.
I like Jalen Green. He's hungry, man.
Yeah.
Jalen Green is hungry.
Well, one thing he said he was going to get fouled. He didn't want to shoot the free throw. Damn, that's major smoke right there. You only need to make one of them. It wouldn't like you needed to make two. You need to make one of them. Richard T. Nelson said he wouldn't have made one. He didn't want that smoke.
Respect LeBron, man.
I respect him. Definitely respect him.
LeBron, bro.
This man. I know what, our good friend TJ, he said, man, after he scored the 58, he said, man, that's 56 points. He said, man, that's GOAT stuff. At 37, that's the GOAT. So the GOAT got to shoot the ball against whoever that was jumping for Houston. I can't even know who it was. You had to go ahead and finish the game out. Go.
Yeah, finish the game out, go. Right? Finish the game out, go.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go and show them horns at that time. And be putting it in Melo hands from 26 feet. You right up under the rim. You up under the rim, dog.
Melo still throwing the 3 to the head, dog. I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you got to do that, man. All right, man. NCAA basketball, man. Let's see one of Melo to get payback for. Nah, the Rockets didn't do nothing to Melo.
Melo ain't right. He ain't do nothing to Melo.
Did nothing to Melo. Them people gone now. D'Antoni them gone. Everybody gone.
Right, that
now.
right. Hey, you know what's
You're gonna get revenge against. You're gonna get revenge against people that was playing for G League Ignite in college and high school or whatever.
I was just about to say, like, dude, that was like 4 years ago. That don't even seem like it was that long ago. That did happen like 4 years ago. And
Kristen Wood was in the G League for Detroit then. You gonna get penalized for that. NCAA basketball, man. That's what you get.
He said,
"Get our lick back."
Nah, I feel him though.
Oh man, you got to get that lick back, man. Halftime in a Big Ten tournament, Iowa is building a house. They have put Northwestern's body in the backyard, and they are building a house over it. 64-31 at halftime.
Are we really surprised?
The lead is bigger. Whenever the lead is bigger than the total points that you have. I expected them to lose, but damn, the lead is bigger than their point total. Do you hear what I'm saying? They have a 33-point margin, and Northwestern only has 31 points. They've only played 20 minutes. They have to play 20 more minutes. I mean, somebody's got to put a running clock rule in this game. Oh my God, 64-31.
In the SEC tournament, Hassan Diarra of Texas A&M hit a game winner, and they beat Florida 83-80 in OT. I just saw.
Yeah, I just saw that. A few minutes ago. That was beautiful, wasn't it? That was great. That was a hell of a game. And which brings me to my question for you, Mr. World Class Hoops Podcast.
Yes, sir.
So, depend on you. And Richard T. Nelson is in the chat, and I got to get ready to do these squares. I'm gonna get in the squares, but I ain't got the squares yet because the chat.
Yeah. In the chat, he said he needs you to email back, by the way.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, he needs you to email back.
Which team flying under the radar that you can make a run here in March Madness? We get to next week. It'll be a mid-major. Could be a Power 5. Any team that you just feel like it hasn't got enough due, or people are kind of sleeping on that, think that can make a real run here in March.
Any team that I think can make a real run here in March that somebody is sleeping on. Would you consider Baylor as a team that slept on?
No.
Texas, would you consider them a team that slept on?
Texas a little bit more. Yeah, I consider Texas one. Yeah.
Okay, well, Texas, because I can tell you
Texas
right now.
Texas just lost today also. Just lost to TCU earlier.
Yeah, see, and Texas got some pretty bad losses like that this year. But I actually like the way that team is built. I don't know what's been going on with Texas this year. I like because they added Marcus Carr, who went to Minnesota. They also added the bigs that they got in transfer. One of them is named Mitchell. For some reason I'm blanking on his first name. But they got a lot. They got a good allotment. Oh, Christian Bishop. That's what I'm thinking about. But they got a good allotment of talent on that Texas team. It's just in the Big 12, they've been struggling this season, man. And I don't know what's going on with them. But I picked Texas to go to the Final Four, man. And despite getting knocked out the rankings, they fought their way back into being ranked. Bad loss today against TCU, but Texas is probably the team I would say is getting slept on right now.
Mine would be, before I ask you the next question, I love Alabama.
Yeah. I like
very athletic. You watch their team play. I don't know why they don't get up to that level they're supposed to get it to. They get to it like they get up for certain games. They get up for big games, but they got to get up like that for the little games that they might not get up for. That's why they'd be scary, I think, in the tournament, because they can go either way. They get past that first round where they're going to be heavily favored. then I think they could shoot off. Because then they when they feel like they could lose, I think that's when they play their best basketball. But Shackelford, Ellis, freshman Davidson or whatever.
Right, J.D. Davidson.
J.D. Davidson.
And then they got Shackelford, who shoot the lights out.
Yeah. Shackelford shoots the lights out. As long as J.D. Davidson is making good decisions when he's on the point with the other athletic guys they had, Britton Johnson and the Quinterlees or whatever. I like Alabama.
Hey, another team I throw in there, I don't think of Arkansas as a basketball school often, but I like Eric Musselman, man. I like what Eric Musselman has done with that team, man. He got Chris Likes. He got a few other really good players on Arkansas. I think Arkansas quietly might be a dangerous team, depending on where they match up.
Where they get seeded,
Yeah, because I think if you put them probably with, I don't want to say like a Gonzaga or a Duke, but depending on who those bottom 2 1 seeds are, because I think Gonzaga's gonna be a 1. Duke, Purdue. Like Purdue, I think they might give them a problem. I think Arkansas could probably give Purdue a little bit of an issue because of their speed in the backcourt.
Last night was a great night because I was watching basketball after I picked my daughter up from work or whatever. Yeah, I like to call those bottom feeders versus bubble teams. That's what I was seeing all day yesterday. Bottom feeders of the conference knocking off bubble teams. Which bottom feeder really busted somebody's bubble yesterday that you think? I mean, you can say it was Boston College beating Wake Forest. You can say it was Butler beating Xavier. It was definitely another one I'm trying to think of right now. Was another one.
It don't matter. You can start with Xavier because I think
you can start with Xavier.
I think Butler beating Xavier that's a bad loss for Xavier on paper. But as a whole, personally, I thought the Big East was the best conference all season. I just personally thought that was the best conference. So I think Butler probably could get away with that loss. So Xavier, they could get away with that loss to Butler. So I think they can make up for it. I think that's a big loss. But overall, I think Wake Forest, that's going to hurt them. The ACC was really, really, really down this year. So not a good year to point to, hey, we look good in conference play, only for you to lose in the conference tournament. So I think Wake Forest, you could see them in some real, real trouble come Sunday.
I was watching some of that game before I had to leave, and they just couldn't make a free throw to say their live. It's crazy. Couldn't make one.
And then watch the Big Ten, man. Some of these teams that go out day one, that might be it, dude. It's some teams that's on the line, man. Like it might get a little bit real. Like Michigan, if they had any hope, I mean, I think that ended today with the loss to Indiana. Indiana's starting to make their own case with that win and see how long they can last in the tournament. And so watch out for Indiana, man. And then also in the WAC, watch the WAC. Also, New Mexico State is the favorite to win that. But if somebody else wins it, New Mexico State might be in there as a final first 4 team, as one of those last teams in. Like
last 4 in.
Yeah, they might be like 67.
Lenardi gets us going with these brackets where he's got the last 2 in, the first 4 buys, first 4 in, last 4 out, second 2 out, second 4 out, third first 4 out,
next 4 out, first 4 in, out, next 4 out.
Sound like a dirty twisted game. Like a dirty twisted game. What are you talking about? First 4 in, last 2 out. No, this
last 4 out. Last 4 out.
Last 4 out. Next 4 in. First 4 in.
He do be doing that every year. He be like, what?
Last 4 out. Next 4 out. Third 4 out. Third 4 in.
Man from the fifth flow out. Kansas versus West Virginia.
Yep, that's what just started. Okay.
Chris Budden.
Which I believe the number 1 seeds right now would be Kansas. Help me out. I believe Kansas, Gonzaga, Baylor, and not Auburn. I think Auburn fell off the one line.
Gonzaga, it'd be Gonzaga, Arizona,
Purdue. Arizona, that's it. Gonzaga, Arizona,
Purdue,
Kansas, and whoever else just said.
I think Duke might get a 1. I think Duke might get a 1 just because all them losses last week.
Which one of these heavyweights you think has the biggest upside to get to the Final Four, and which one could be one that could get popped in the first 2 games or 2 rounds.
That's a hard question without the bracket. Like if you ask me that on Monday, I can give you a better answer.
Yeah, I know.
If you ask me that on Monday, I can give you a much better answer. But in terms of teams, you talking about Gonzaga, Duke, Purdue, and who's the other team? Baylor and Arizona. Those 5 teams probably, because it's probably gonna be those 5. The team that I'm most nervous about is Purdue because Purdue's has some pretty shaky losses. Like Purdue, I was convinced. I'm convinced this is the best Purdue team I've seen in a long time. Baylor, I think this Baylor team personally is better than the Baylor team they had last year that won it all. So, but at the end of the day, I think Purdue is probably the team most likely to get beaten. Just because, like I said, the speed in the backcourt, if they get an Arkansas, that could be a problem. Duke is another team I'm worried about because they haven't seen a lot of quality matchups all year in the ACC. So maybe you see them against a much better competition in the tournament, they might get popped. So I think it'll come down to Baylor, Purdue, and Duke, and I'm gonna pick Purdue as my team to probably get knocked out.
Okay.
Although Arizona, I'm not too keen on trusting them either after that Colorado loss. Man, that didn't look good either.
Too much matter independent, you think?
Yeah. It's like I gotta see who's in the brackets, man. I gotta see who actually is the one and who's in the bracket. When we talk Monday, I'm sure I'll be like, oh yeah, Duke gonna do. I'm sure I have it much better for you.
This is why I'm watching basketball all day, as much as I can, as much as I can.
Arizona and Purdue are the 2 teams I think can get popped.
I gotta take my daughter to work. I'm gonna have to pick up. But in between, I'm be watching basketball. I'm watching programs at 6:30, and I'm just gonna be flicking on commercials. Looking at the other games, like dang, somebody got dunked.
No, he snatched the rebound from him. Good take.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
What's a 5?
Oh man, it's going down. Creighton leading Marquette right now, 18-12, 18-13 right now. That game just under 8 minutes in the D's. And I believe was that 3 questions. I believe that was 3 questions.
Yeah, man, you said you got me with 3. Arkansas.
Yeah,
Arkansas, Wake Forest, and then Arizona and Purdue. Arizona, Purdue. They can share that.
That's why we go to him with all that hooping stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, baseball.
Did you get that alert?
Yeah. And I did just get the alert 2 minutes ago. I heard it go off. I didn't look at it, but I'm looking at it now. And we do have some breaking news into the studio. And that breaking news is MLB and MLBPA, that'd be the Players Association, they reached a tentative agreement on a new labor deal. This is source Jeff Passan telling us this from ESPN. They say the agreement still needs to be ratified by both parties. So, I guess all this stuff about bigger bases, and I think the last thing I was hearing in the last 24 hours, they was stuck on the international draft and whether they want to have it or not. I'm like, what? They just arguing about anything now. So whatever.
When I saw that, I'm like, come on, dude.
So whatever just happened, I guess that hopefully they got it together, and hopefully we can start pushing toward April 14th opening date, which will actually, and as I'm reading the whole thing, the opening day is expected to be April 7th. That's what is being reported. We going back over this again. Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association have reached a tentative agreement on a new labor deal. While it still needs to be ratified by both parties, it is expected to be a formality. Players can report to spring training camps as early as tomorrow. Opening day is expected to be April 7th. Boom.
Well,
and then boom.
Well, there goes one of my detentions.
See, there go my detentions. Oh boy. Oh boy. You had Bud in them in the you had Rob Manfred in detention. See they got, you know what they did? They got tired of hearing about, they got tired of hacking my rundown, probably looking and seeing them emojis. You say, you know what? Let's do this on Students of the Game, since they're doing an afternoon show. Let's get them breaking news right in the middle of the show and stop our agreement when we get a show. See what happened when you have an afternoon show on a Thursday. That's what happened.
We break
We
news,
did that.
man. We broke that news, man.
See,
MLB,
it was
PA.
us. It was us. We was the ones that kept talking about why they up here talking about bigger bases and why they talking about 14-second pitch clocks and 19-second pitch clocks with runners on. Now y'all talking about international drafts. You can't even have a Miller genuine draft after the 7th inning. It's like, damn, why is this all y'all talking about? And that's what we was like. That's what fans was like. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, the pandemic is people that's already losing money, man. It's bigger than y'all. Like we said, the pandemic was an act of God. We said this was an act of greed with the owners or whatever. They the ones that's profiting. They profiting. Everything is up. TV contracts up. TNT, all that's up. Everybody got their own show. It's up. So why not give a little bit bigger slice of the pie to the players? Hopefully they did that. I mean, I know how it look for baseball players. We got a lot of top-heavy contracts. We got guys that's getting $300 million, all of this, but everybody ain't getting that.
Exactly.
Only like 1, 2, 3, 4. I might be getting it out of 25. 6 if you're really big spender with the Yankees or something.
For the Yankees.
You know, but everybody ain't getting that. So I'm glad they came to an agreement on it.
Well, now we getting our baseball. Now we getting our baseball back. Baseball will be back in time, April 7th. I'm all for it. Thank you, baseball. Because this would have been terrible for your fan base if this would have dragged out any longer. Especially after, like you said, Joe, it came out after that report about the international draft. Because I saw that, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I just found
holding this up?
Yeah, now I'm like, after that, I saw that, I'm like, oh, y'all just find this shit now. Okay, y'all just find this shit. All right, you just nitpicking this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to have no international draft. What? What are we talking about now? Bigger bases. What is this other stuff? This nonsense we was talking about over the past couple of weeks.
So basically, you mad that I pinched you in 2012, and you mad you didn't smack me back.
Pretty much.
You mad you didn't smack me back.
Pretty much.
So you holding together now. That's basically what was happening.
That's what was happening. Amen. It's crazy. So yeah,
Good job, baseball. Good job, baseball.
Good job, baseball.
Well, I guess. Well, we ain't gonna get to use these graphics, but I guess we can throw these out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we throw this out.
Boy. Oh boy. We didn't mean it, you know. We were just being ready, you know.
I was just being ready.
You know, it's a championship game, and they make championship shirts for both of the teams. Only one team actually gonna wear their shirt, so you got to do something with all the other shirts. We just throwing all the Alabama shirts away.
I was about to say Alabama. Hey, they gave Georgia the Alabama shirts. We can't show y'all the graphics that we might have used.
They lied to him and said it's San Fran line, like the Brave hats. Oh,
that's what I thought. I thought that too, like the Atlanta hats.
Probably lied to him. Oh boy, my cat is just laying on the couch, just laying out. He doesn't like basketball, I guess. Not a fan. Bad mother. You take some water and say that again. Felt like it was
bad mother.
Bad mother. Yeah, there you go. It'd be a great podcast to have their own theme music, even though you can hear the theme music like we used to have it going on. But it's our theme music. It's James Brown and the Blackbirds and then Rock Creek Park, the funky medley.
Yes, sir.
See how that just rolled off the tongue now? Took a long time for that to be rolling off the tongue. You know what I'm saying? I know what my word of the day is. But you know what I need to do?
What you need?
I'm just going to look it up real quick. Because you know I like to be very, very official and very, what's the word? Very, very thorough with my definition.
Yeah, be thorough.
No.
Well, I'll get my word of the week. My word of the week is madness. Because it's March, baby. It is March. And the madness is fully underway. And I've been enjoying it. I watched the WAC the other day. Chicago State got eliminated. But it was fun for the first 25 minutes of the game. Kansas and West Virginia playing now. Duke Syracuse was good earlier. It's going to be games on all weekend. And I'm going to have my ass planted in a chair watching them. So.
My word of the week is hysteria. You know why it's hysteria? because of the same thing you just said. March Madness. It's gonna be hysteria. You know what it is? You know what hysteria actually means? You know what it means?
Like another word for madness. Another word for madness.
Check this out. Check this out. Exaggerated or uncontrollable emotion or excitement, especially among a group of people.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what it's similar to? Frenzy, wildness, hysterics, or it could be panic. Panic attack. That's how it was for Michigan when they saw that lead dwindling. Like when buzzer beaters happen. Like dude saw in Chattanooga shot that buzzer beater the other day.
Yeah.
The dude just grabbed his head. He can't do nothing. It ain't no more time for us.
Remember at the end of Kick 6, Alabama Auburn?
Oh. Yep. Yep. Can't have all them linemen on the field. They're gonna learn. Can't be kicking them long field goals with all them linemen on the field. They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn.
Crazy to think. Yo, I remember watching that live. It's crazy to think that was 9 years ago already.
Yeah.
That was 9 years ago. Damn.
Oh, Kick 6. Yeah, hysteria, man. Hysteria, man. It's hysteria.
Madness and hysteria, man. It's March, man. What you expect? Yeah. Gold Star.
Yeah. And that's what my gold star is also. March Madness.
March Madness. Hey, mine too. I'm with you.
And this is what I
I'm
said.
with you, dog.
And this is what I feel about. This is how I feel about it. Bottom feeders, busting bubble teams, bubbles, buzzer beaters, blowouts, blown leads, bad calls, big time players making big plays. That's what this week is about. March Madness.
Right. March Madness is also getting my gold star. And you see we got the teams that's in the tournament already at the bottom of the screen, just so y'all can get a refresher. You see in the A-Sun, Jacksonville State made it. Jacksonville State, they made the tournament without winning their conference tournament. Jacksonville State made the NCAA tournament as a representative of A-Sun as a representative of the A-Sun without winning their conference tournament because Bellarmine, who actually did win the conference tournament, is a transitional school, meaning they just came up from D2, D3. They transferred to D1. They cannot make the tournament their first 2 years in. So Bellarmine, they get a gold star for winning the A-Sun. They get my gold star for winning the A-Sun conference tournament since they can't go dancing. Gold star Bellarmine.
And they hit the bridge to go over to get the Jacksonville State team in. They beat Jacksonville.
Okay, so Jacksonville State. So
Jacksonville
State.
They won the regular season. They won the regular season.
Yeah. They're not getting a gold star. They're not getting my gold star. I'm just saying they're going in because they won the regular season.
They getting in because of the Bellarmine. They eating up that gold star though. They're like, hell yeah, go in with the gold star. They eating up that gold star because we the ones going to the tournament.
But it's Bellarmine's gold star since that's all the tournament recognition they gonna get this year is the conference championship. Can
they go to the NIT? You can get ineligible for the NIT also.
Ineligible for postseason play.
Just all postseason play. So
ineligible. Okay, last year in women's basketball, California Baptist, a team I know very well, just saw them last Wednesday. They went undefeated last year. They were 24-0, and they couldn't go. They couldn't go because transitional period. So gold star to Bellarmine.
That's messed up, man. I feel like you get screwed in that, man. It's messed up. You can't go to the postseason. We good enough. We good enough to get here and compete in Division I, but we still can't go to the postseason after we wash everybody. Really, 24-0.
That makes sense because say you get like a LeBron, like ideally say like LeBron went to like D3 school that you can't think of right now, and then they say, you know what, we want to be D1 now. So it ain't now you.
He went to Akron Tech.
Right, Akron Tech, East Akron Tech or something. I don't know. He went to East Akron Tech, and then next thing you know, they go to D1. And East Akron Tech win the national title, and then LeBron graduate. East Akron Tech go back to D3. Like, come on, dude. East Akron Tech.
I get a string of recruits after that. I'm gonna go to EAT, right? I'm gonna go to
E. Hey, if there was ever a school named East, if I ever was in control of a school named East Akron Tech, EAT better not be our damn initials, though. Especially not.
You know that's what it's gonna be. What else is gonna be? Unless you want to put the U at the end of EQ.
Right, you eat.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. That's what you want, right? You want EAT or you want E and EQ? Which one you want?
East Akron Tech.
East Akron Tech University.
East Akron Tech University.
Boy, you want University of East Akron Tech? You eat. You eat
or
eat you
or
or eat. Which one you want? It's not coming out good either way, Chris.
That's
But just put a G on it.
That's just like Florida, when Florida be trying to do that with the UF. Like, we know what y'all trying to do.
All right, this is the best I can make for you. East Akron Tech Technical College. Just put a G on the end of it.
East Akron Tech University. Eat you. You eat. Yo, bro, they better not get a 16 seed in the tournament ever, because that joke is gonna sell itself.
Hey, don't put it past me.
Kansas is eat you.
See, Bryant made it.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, man, they got in, bro. They beat Wagner. Wagner was in first place all year in the Northeast Conference.
They almost had a big old brawl in it, but they made it.
Yeah. But Bryant went in. Also, Morgan State in women's basketball. I know they had a bit of a mix up earlier as well, man. I saw that recently.
Dust up.
Basketball getting dusty lately. You got the women at the bottom there.
Getting real.
Need more gold star?
I ain't got no more gold stars. I got a couple of detentions.
All right.
Got a couple.
Let's get the college basketball stuff out of there, because I don't want to put them in no detention recognition.
Oh, you definitely don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to do that. Right now, you got Creighton leading Marquette 27-26. Got a minute and a half left in the first half.
Kansas up 9-13-4 on West Virginia. 13 minutes to go in the first half at the TV break.
And Iowa 91, Northwestern 53. About 10 and a half minutes left in that game. Also, a halftime in the ACC. Miami leading Boston College 34-32. Pac-12 is just tipped. How about that incredible comeback by Stanford yesterday? Wow.
Yeah, Arizona State.
Keith. Yeah, and now they're taking on Arizona, and they're trailing the Wildcats, the number 1 seed, the Wildcats, 25-22. The game, about 7:40 left in the first half.
Also, Bruce Weber, the coach of Kansas, resigned earlier, man, and that was after he had a post-game interview saying he ain't cutting his hair to the NCAA stop cheating, and then today he resigned from.
And then he said, I heard him, and he said, I still haven't cut my hair. He said it was looking like a little fluffy afro, and it was like, ooh. It was almost like you knew this was gonna be like the last stand when he said all that. Like, this is gonna be the last day that he just had enough.
He's like a mad. He did like a mad scientist a little bit. He was upset.
Yeah, he went home, probably told his wife, probably cried with her, like, I'm ready to cut my hair. And they probably just hugged and embraced the door for like 10 minutes. Now he probably get his hair cut right now. He's tired of the game.
Shout out Bruce Weber, man. Thank you for that 05 Illini team. And shout out D. Brown and Darren Williams and Luther Head. Thank you, Bruce. Even though that was Bill Self's recruits, he coached them.
Hey, somebody had to.
Right, somebody had to coach them, dog.
Hey, coaches leave, man. They be in the transfer portal already when they show them their money, man. They're like, but what you told my dad you were going to be with me? Yep. Didn't know Florida Tech was going to offer me $3 million a year, though. I'm out of here. Seen that much money in my life. Man.
I didn't know North Florida Institute of Water Studies was going to offer me.
Hey, I'm making $432,000 a year here. Man, that's why we wear Under Armour. They got $3 million. People wear Nike. They wear Nike. I'm gone.
Hey, you don't think that would be funny if a school, the North Florida Institute of Water Studies, had Under Armour?
I don't think that'd be funny. Be right on par. But when they ass get to wear Nike, that's when it's funny. You see their ass in them mics, and them number 9s and number 8s hooping and everything with all kind of color schemes for the team or whatever. You see the first. That's when they get funny.
Be like, man, I didn't even know we had a D4, but North Florida Institute of Water Studies.
Right.
Make that leap to
when they start walking around like Marquette with Jordan emblems on their uniform instead of Nike, and everybody got on mics, the coach is looking raw as hell, looking like, damn, coach is killing them with the mics. That's when you know it's real. That's when you know the North Institute of Florida and Water, whatever you say. That's when you know
North Florida Institute of Water Studies.
Yeah, that's when you know it got real. That's when you know it's getting real out here. That's when you know there's a lot of illegal stuff going on here.
Hey, but you know what? Like in the not to be fun, not to make fun of the D3 schools, but there are a lot of D3 schools that have like some long names, like MSOE, for example, like the Milwaukee School of Engineering. That's why they call them MSOE, dog. Like that's why they call them that. You know? Like so many. When you get to like below D1, it's a lot of schools. You be like, what? Some lengthy titles, bro.
Yeah, a lot of directions, a lot of cities, a lot of text.
Titles.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all love. Shout out D3, D2, D3. Because I mean, I work them games. That's how I know. That's how I know.
Exactly.
That's how I know, dog.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to detention, man. We still ain't did.
Oh, you just be a city, right? You just, like Omaha. You just be the city.
Omaha.
Yeah.
Omaha.
That'd be your name. Yeah. Detention. Neymar and Giovanni Donnarumma. I was watching this game yesterday. I was definitely watching this game yesterday in Champions League. And the two players, they almost came and had a fight in the locker room or whatever. Like I said, he lied because too many sources came out before he came much undenied and talking about it wasn't no. Yes, it was. Because Donnarumma did some stupid shit during the game. He did some real stupid during the game. He's the goaltender. He had possession of the ball and he just held it for too long and he tried to kick it late to the side, kicked it to another player for Real Madrid, who then kicked it to pass it to Benzema. He had like a point blank shot, but it was like, it was just like one of them, what are you doing type of thing. But he said Neymar also gave away a possession that it was a goal scored later on that I ain't see. They said they got into it after the game in the locker room, had to be separated by teammates. So it was a funny thing. He tried to come out here denying it. Nah, he probably did get in his face. Because what he did, I would have gotten in his face too. It was just, you need to look it up. It was really just terrible. There's nothing worse than when the soccer people mess up, especially when you have them own goals and that type of shit. When you get goaltenders trying to do too much. It's like one of the funniest bloopers that you ever want to see. So go look that up. Go look up that goal yesterday.
You said that was Neymar. You said that was Neymar and Benzema?
No, Neymar and Donnarumma. That's the goalkeeper name, Donnarumma. He was one. He kept the ball too long. Then he got pressured and just kicked it to the side, right to the Real Madrid player. I was like, As soon as he passed it, Benzema smashed it right past him up under his arm. He couldn't get back past him. I was really dying. It was funny as hell. That'd have been Liverpool. I would have been so upset. I would have broke my TV. But Liverpool, I would have broke my TV.
They said they did clash after.
Man, give up that dumbass goal in the Champions League game. I'd have been pissed off too. My other detention is to Ian John Lewis. Justin will probably already know about this story. He's a judge and he was downgraded by the British Boxing Board of Control because of his scorekeeping. They didn't like his scorekeeping on the fight against Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor this past week. Josh Taylor won, was able to retain his belt. They say they didn't like his scorekeeping. They said one judge ruled the fight 113-112 for Taylor. The other one had a 113-112 for Catterall. I believe John Lewis, he had it 114-111 for Taylor. Everybody really thought that Taylor probably had lost the fight. So they had him in front of the board and he was downgraded. I don't know if that means don't do any more matches, but he was downgraded. So a downgrade is always worse than an upgrade. Upgrade, that's supposed to be a good thing, but he was downgraded. To what? I don't actually know, but he's in detention for being downgraded. I guess for being a bad judge of boxing.
My detention would go to the Calvin Ridley situation. Not necessarily Calvin Ridley, but the situation itself. Because what the hell?
I mean, you know what the first thing I thought about with this situation? I said Calvin really ain't got no Chris Rouse in him. Because Chris Rouse always say, when I say anything about FanDuel, he said, well, because my job, where my life is set up, my job, I can't really bet. My job, I can't. And I just say Calvin really ain't got no Chris Rouse in him.
Hey,
he's like, shit.
This is proof that I don't be BSing with that. I don't be BSing with that. G.
I know Kyle Pitts gonna have under 80 yards because Matt don't never throw in the ball. I know I'm going with that.
Here's why I'm hesitant to put him in there. and I say the situation because betting is becoming accepted. It's becoming widely accepted in society. It's like that's literally an open thing, like FanDuel, points bet, point streak, like everything you can think of, man. Like damn, dude.
Bet Rivers.
Bet Rivers, like I literally was at Burger King. They had like a Bet Rivers TV on there. Like, come on, G. It's like, bro, gambling is being widely accepted everywhere. So I understand how he felt, but at the same time, you have to understand, like, as an athlete, a person who actually can have an effect on the game itself, it's not for you, bro. It's not for you, right? Because it challenges the integrity of the game because you're an actual player. You have connections. You have relationships with other players. You can have an effect on the actual outcome of the game. You are looked at as an insider of the game. How do I know this? They do this to me. They make me feel this stuff out every season before G League. Like, you can't do this. You can't do this because you have that inside information. You courtside.
Right.
You have actual access to the players. You can't do that. Like, and that's been widely known. Another reason why I say the situation is in there is because he lost the whole season over that. Like he lost, what did they say he played 1,500, lost 11 million.
Yeah,
like
they say,
like damn,
and it pushes free agency back and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he lost, but also on the other side of that, you notice how the NFL they give you a longer suspension for playing for money issues. Like betting, than they give you for maybe say like domestic violence or maybe for off the field issues.
For
that, you're right. So that's a bad look for the NFL. That's a really bad look for the NFL in that regard. But also, like Calvin, really, you got to be aware of the situation. Like,
I'm glad you said this. Because now, not only I know you're talking about a lot of pressure with as far as this and the integrity of the game and the Brian Flores, you keep talking about the word integrity. What are they going to really? How much will a guy like Alvin Kamara get now? Just on the example side. When all the stuff come out about what happened at the Pro Bowl, you're supposed to be at an event representing the league, whatever. We send you out here to Vegas and they got you on, they say, hitting somebody 8 times on camera or whatever. What's going to happen now with that situation, I wonder? They're going to try to come down hard on him.
And that's just it. Like, for a situation like that, like, damn, dude, he's hitting somebody 8 times on camera. Like, what do you, like, you can't excuse, like, how do you,
have you seen that man work out?
Right.
Have you seen Alvin Kamara work out?
But my thing is that
he can't even. If he pushed me, I'm gonna be in a coma.
At what point is too much physical harm? Because it kind of looks like the NFL does with the suspensions. It's kind of like they gauge how much is too much physical harm. So at what point is that too much physical harm caused by an NFL player?
You just tell Calvin really say, "Hey man, I got hit over the. I came on the middle. I got hit in the head. I got hit in the head. I didn't know. I thought when I was on a non-football list, I thought I was just non-football. Right. I thought I could do it. I got hit in the head. Receive. I get hit in the head. I had a ball that attracted people.
That's just a bad situation, man. He got to be aware, especially now, man. Like, the lines with that stuff are a lot more visible. It's a lot more visible now with the way gambling is set up. And, with people doing parlays and all that stuff. Like, you got to be careful, man. You got to be aware of the situation. Like, it's unfortunate he got mixed up in it. It's unfortunate. Like, I don't think so far it doesn't seem like it was anything too serious other than he was just betting on games, not knowing he couldn't do it or whatever the hell. But regardless, dude, ignorance can't be an excuse. So, Detention.
Calvin really, brand new book, Beating the Odds.
Tough. That's tough. That's tough.
What else you got, man?
That's it, man. That's all I have was that whole Calvin Ridley situation. That's been on my mind all week because all I've been thinking about is, damn, this is exactly what I be talking about right here.
This will probably be the first time I ever mentioned this sport, maybe the last time I ever mentioned this sport on this podcast or whatever. But
it's a Detention?
Shout out. No, it's a shout out. It's a shout out and congratulations. I guess you can almost give him a gold star to my nephew. My nephew Bino, who's now part of the Johnson College Prep rugby team.
Hey.
Yeah, he's playing rugby. He's gonna be the first. I don't know. He's gonna be the first. I don't know how you say that. Just rugby player, I guess. He'll be the first rugby player in Gregory history. We're bowlers.
Hey.
He's gonna be the first rugby player. So, yeah. It's very. Really athletic. I was athletic in high school until I couldn't keep up that C average for the first semester, and I had to give it up. But yeah, that's what happened.
Shout out Bino, man.
Shout out Bino. And do I have anything else to shout out? Whoever else in the chat, I guess. Richard T. Nelson.
Yeah, it's been Richard T. Nelson solo, man. Like, he probably was the only one that was able to sneaky look at the phone. Everybody else probably at work.
Yeah, be at work.
About to get off. We're about to get off work. Probably gonna listen to us on the way back.
They'll see it later. I know how they go. Whatever platform they want to, you know how they go. Anchor,
Yes,
Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
see?
Twitter.
I told you. Hey, look, see? Snuck away and got to look at his phone. See, I'm at work too. I told you. You got to
snuck away. Thank you for sneaking away, Richard. We're gonna let everybody else have to see it later then. SOTG in the daytime. Dr. Joseph Gregory, Dr. Chris Rouse. Yeah, I got it in when nobody here. Can nobody say I'm loud? What I got to do now? I'm enjoying the daylight hours. You know what I'm saying? I got to wait when ain't nobody here but me and Thomas. Thomas ain't said nothing. Thomas is over there asleep.
Thomas ain't hitting not 1 meow in 2 hours.
Not paying attention to nothing. So man, guess we'll see y'all Monday, man. After we see what happened with these brackets and these selections and everything, who going to the tournament. Also, we're gonna see what happened with this game tonight with the Sixers and the Nets, Warriors, Nuggets. Also late. Your MVP person on the struggle side, and they play the Bucks again on this weekend. So we're gonna see what's going on with Chef Curry, man. Gotta get back to Chef Curry. Gotta get back to it. Yeah, man. So for Dr. Chris Rouse, I'm Dr. Joseph Gregory. Y'all be easy, man. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and all that good mess. Yeah.